commonly used API formats. We know about SOAP formats. MCP is just another API format. MCP servers are wrappers around an API, existing API that enable a large language model to call that API and interact with that system on your behalf. We can dive into this into details. For now, it's good to know that for my demo use case, I created a couple of MCP servers. So see here activated OpenShift cluster. So having MCP that is able to interact with Kubernetes, read OpenShift. I have an MCP that is able to query Postgres relationship database. That should be a common use case in an enterprise. I have an MCP that is able to send messages to Slack or Teams, in this case in Slack. And I'm also having an MCP that is querying my knowledge base, which is reg implementation that we previously showed. Like I injected a lot of data explaining what Acme company is. I can also inject a lot of data which is known issues for a particular product or something. So I'm having these things. I'm going to disable here a few of those. So we are going to focus on Acme Corporate. And because there is quite some typing here involved and I'm a lazy guy. I should have prepared somewhere something. My email, don't need that. Yes, a few prompts. It's easier for me to. So, we are going to ask this model to go and list pods in a particular project for me. In this case, you can see already tool calling. It is using MCP tool, and it is going to list pods in my project. And as you can see here, I'm having, in this project, I'm having 3 pods, 0, 0, 1, 5, and 7, 2 running, 1 in the crash loop mode. And I can show you later that this is not hallucination, even though I have fought many hallucinations to come to this point. It's really calling Kubernetes API, listing pods in a project. Now I can say something like for this list, fetch the equipment name, because the pod names are not saying much to me. I created a relationship database, a Postgres database, where I have traditional tables, mapping tables, pod name, product name, this, that. Go query a database for me. Fetch equipment name for the failed pod. See, this is the value of this agent. I don't have to tell him which exactly pod. I'm not saying go fetch the details of the pod 00 failed pod. So he has a bit of logic understanding. So I can be a bit vague in my requirements while he's translating my vague requirements into the precise command being executed in the system. So in this case, it is really querying a Postgres database and is getting that this is the model, the product related to this pod. Good. What else can you do? Can you go and now that we know the product name, search the known issues for the mentioned product. As I said, yeah, I took a document with fictional known issues, I loaded it into my vector database, and I gave that as an additional information for my model. So I can re-trigger this new data ingestion every night. So every day that I have new known issues, every night I can re-trigger that process, and those new issues will be added to the vector database and be available for my model. So in this case, he's querying for this particular product and he's finding some known issues, and I say, okay, I'm not going to fix this. Nice from you that you provided me all of that, but I'm going to ask my friends from the platform team to do this for me. So I say, send a Slack message with a summary to the platform team. right, fingers crossed. With the platform. We have here a Slack channel, and here is the message. So I can also show. Oh, fantastic, right? Ah, feel. This is really impressive. If you start building it, getting any piece of software to do what you imagined, I think we feel good about ourselves at the end. So allow me to feel good about myself after this. But to get this working, to get this to the demo state, my colleague said that you have to do a little bit luck and a lot of experimentation and failure, because it is crazy. These are non-deterministic systems. This is something that I personally am not used to work with that. I have been always, I learned through my university, and I studied, I have a master's degree in software engineering. I was always think that the machines are computers are stupid machines that are only following our instructions. So if he's misbehaving, our instruction is wrong. Well, this is completely different role. To get this working and to prevent it from hallucinations, I had to go to the multiple versions of different system prompts. So here is really what I made him, what is important, where I mapped him, explaining him why he needs to use this MCP for this type of questions, why he used the other MCP for other type of questions. So you really have to narrow it down, to so to say, beat it into submission. And you need to do a lot of experimentation, a lot of interaction. I just want to say that this is not a first time writing a code. Even though it looks very simple, it took a lot of sweating and trying to figure it out why not. And different models behave differently. So that's also good to know. But I hope I have shown you a bit of the steps. If we come to this latest point where we have these models that are able to interact with our systems and do a bit of work for us or help us to be more productive in what we are doing, we can start providing some value for our organizations. Make sense? Any questions?
I have a question about